or how we do communication, what is the importance of it, and how many types of it. These the most essential things, I mean. So let's see. I already sent these slides, these sheets to your class representative. I don't know if you had got this yet or not. Maybe she had some internet connection problem, as she told me few minutes ago. So যদি তোমরা পেয়ে থাকো নিজেরা দেখে নাও শীটগুলো, যদি না পেয়ে থাকো দিয়ে দিতেছি। Okay, okay. So তোমরা পেয়ে যাবে এগুলো, then you can have a look and read everything in details. I think you will understand everything. আচ্ছা, আরেকটা কথা হচ্ছে, আমি কিন্তু তোমাদের আরো একটা ক্লাস মেবি 2 দিন আগে দিয়েছিলাম একটা, and সাদিয়া, you didn't notice that. আমি তোমাকে ইয়ে করিনি, টেক্সট করিনি, বাট you should be aware of that. যে মেইল চেক করা বা দিস কাইন্ড অফ থিংস রিগার্ডিং একজনের সাথে কথা বলি, ভাব বিনিময় করি, একজন আরেকজনের থেকে ইনফরমেশন আদান প্রদান করি. These are the main things regarding communication. So let's see what is there. Uh, so it is understanding communication. And in these sheets, in these handouts, you will get to know the meaning of communication, importance of communication, communication process or procedure, and effective communication tools, or how to do communicate, or what are the instruments of it. And the last thing is types of communication or media of communication. So these are the basic 5 things regarding communication. Okay. So as I told, what is communication? Let's see what is it at first. Communication is the process of conveying information. So this is the most important thing regarding communication, the information. And what we do regarding information, we pass the information from one person to another. So this is the process of conveying information, passing information, giving information one person to another. So এখানে বলেছে যে conveying information from a sender to receiver. And sender to receiver এর কাছে আমরা একটা information convey করব, provide করব, কিভাবে করব? With the use of a media. So there must be a medium in which the communication or the communicated information is understood the same way by both sender and receiver. So the three basic things regarding communication is that there must be an information, there must be a sender and a receiver, and there must be a medium. These are the three basic things regarding কমিউনিকেশন। যখনই তুমি যদি একটা নিজেও একটা কি বলে ডেফিনিশন তৈরি করো কমিউনিকেশন, এই তিনটা জিনিস মাথায় রেখে ইউ ক্যান টেল এনিথিং, ইউ ক্যান গিভ এনি স্টেটমেন্ট রিগার্ডিং হোয়াট ইজ কমিউনিকেশন ইন ইউর ওন ওয়ে। আমরা একটা শিট পড়ে বা হ্যান্ডআউটস পড়ে হুবহু একটা কিছু লেখা কিন্তু দিস ইজ সামথিং ব্যাড। যদি দেখে যে টিচার দেখে তোমরা সবাই হুবহু কপি করেছো শিট থেকে, অথবা 10 জন স্টুডেন্ট একই জিনিস লিখছে, দেন your marks might degrade. So be careful regarding that. নিজের মতো লিখতে চেষ্টা করো, ইনফরমেশনটা যাতে শুদ্ধ থাকে, কারেক্ট থাকে, দেন make that definitions or everything in your own way. So this is communication, that there must be an information and you transmit that information. You provide that information from one person to another person, and these two person are called the sender and the receiver. যে রিসিভ করবে তাকে আমরা রিসিভার বলি, যে ইনফরমেশনটা পাঠাবে তার কাছে he is the sender, and there must be a medium. আমরা একটা medium ইউজ করব. Maybe I will talk to him, so this speech is my medium, or I may convey my information by using a sign, body language, or I can write that information. So letter লিখে আমার information pass করতে পারি. So there are many media like this. So these are the main things. Okay, and it is a process that allows organisms to exchange information by several methods. So there are many methods, and communication can be defined as two-way processes of reaching mutual understanding, and another is what create and share meaning. These two things. Okay, so in short, what is communication? In short, we can say that this is the act or a process of communicating fact of being communicated. So this is obviously a process of communication. And what is it? It is a fact of being communicated. There must be a fact, there must be an information, there must be a news. Okay, and the second thing is that the interchange of thoughts, opinions, or information by speech, writing, or signs. So these are the media, the speech, writing, or sign. And the next thing is that something imparted, interchanged, or transmitted. So what do you do in communication? What we do, we impart a message, we interchange information, or we transmit our views, opinions on to another. And the communication is a document or message imparting news, views, information, etc. And the last thing here mentioned is that it's a passage or an opportunity or means of passage between places. Okay, so what we do here, we make connection between people, connection among places, among countries, among so many things it could be. So this is the gist of communication. What is communication? I think you have understood this well. The main thing is that there must be a message or information, there must be sender receiver, and there must be medium. It could be speech, it could be delivered by speech or writing or by signs, signals, whatever it is. Main জিনিস হচ্ছে এটাই. However, communication is much more than words going from one person's mouth to another's ear. In addition to the words, messages are transmitted by the tone and quality of voice, eye contact, physical closeness, visual cues, and overall body language. So it's not just the words or the sentences you utter, the statement you provide. It's not everything. It means a lot. Communication, actually, this is a vast idea, a huge thing that you can't even imagine. If you just stand close of another person, maybe you are touching his or her shoulder, you are holding his or her hand, and this means a lot. This is also a way of communication. This means that you are close to that person, and you maybe you want to share something with him or her, or you are wanting some private time or something special about that person. This is also a communication. Or even your eye contact when you are looking at a person, that's also a way of communication. Maybe you are not uttering a single word, you are just looking at that person, and তুমি যে তাকিয়ে আছো তাকানোটাও কিন্তু একটা মানে মানে বুঝতে পারে সে যে তুমি কি বলছো. If you are angry at him, or you are in a good mood or bad mood, whatever it is, the other person can understand you just looking at your eyes. Uh, কি বলে এটাকে, যে চোখ যে মনের কথা বলে, তাই না? সো চোখ দিয়েও আসলে আমরা কনট্যাক্ট করতে পারি, কমিউনিকেট করতে পারি, মানুষকে বুঝাতে পারি our messages, our moods and everything. And voice is also an important thing regarding communication. If you are angry with another person, you shout loud. So this means that you are angry, you are in a bad mood, and you are telling maybe the other person, this is it. And when you are in a you are enjoying, and uh, you want to share some good things with the other person, then you might have a mild voice. Sometimes even we sing to, sometimes we whisper to the other person, or even we may sing. These are the varieties of our voice. Our tone, that's important. Tone, I think you don't know what is tone. It's the pitch of your voice. Sometimes you become louder, sometimes you go down. So this pitch or this range of your voice is important, because it actually define what you want to deliver. Suppose this when I am talking to you right now, and when I am trying to emphasize something, I make my voice louder. So it means that this is important. This message is important. That's why I am making my tone, I am taking it in a high pitch. And when I am just at a level, I'm going with a level. That means that it's just as usual information. It's not that important when I was louder. So this is it. That's why when you are communicating, these things you should keep in mind. This tone, quality of voice, eye contact, physical closeness, visual cues, these are very much important. Communication is not just your sentences, your exchange of messages. You are talking to someone, and this is not everything. So these other things are also essential for communication. And what is the importance of this communication? Why we should communicate to others? What is it? Communication is the basis of our lives, and we would it this we would in this day and age be handicapped without it. So communication is the basis of our lives. We can't do anything without communicating. When you are hungry, you ask for food to your mom, or you go to the canteen and ask the waiter to deliver food. So this is the importance of communication. We can't go even an inch without communicating. So that's why this is really important. And let's see what are the other importances of communication. So it বলছে যে we can't go a single day without communication, and we would be handicapped without communicating. আসলেই ঠিক, আমরা যদি কথা না বলতে পারি, কমিউনিকেট না করতে পারি, আমরা আসলে কিছুই করতে পারবো না। যেমন এই যে খাবার চাইতে গেলে আমাকে কথা বলতে হবে, অথবা for any kind of my need, whatever it is, I must contact to the other person. এটা এমন না যে আমি কথাই বলবো, I can't contact in any way. হয়তো আমি সাইন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইউজ করে, অথবা somehow in written language, whatever the way is, contact I must communicate. And every day we are communicating with each other in some way or another. be it the using of words, action, or even expressions in conveying a message. And we humans depend not only on face to face communication, but the kind that brings technology to the fore to bridge that gap between people by mere seconds across vast distances. So, recently, the way of communication has been larger by the using of technology. There are many media now: Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, and there are so many things. And this have made our communication easier. Okay, easier. It's easier and broader too. And in a sense, it is actually becoming more complicated by using this technology. In all sense, yes, it is good for us, making our communication or everything easier, contacting other and being closer to other. In one sense, it's okay, but in some cases, it is becoming much more complicated for us, the communication and sharing views or standing the other person and talking. Now this is sometimes it becomes complicated because suppose you are when these technologies were not that much available, we were used to pass our free time or our leisure time talking to our friends and family. We were much closer to them and they can understand us easily. একজন যখন আমার সামনে বসে আছে, তার মুখ দেখে, তার ফেস দেখে, তার চোখ দেখে, তার ভয়েস শুনে আমি বুঝতে পারি তার অনেক কিছু। সে ভালো আছে না খারাপ আছে, his moods, his or her moods, or if he or she wants to share something, or whatever, if there is any argument or controversial thing uh, with or against me or someone else, we can understand that when we are in front or in touch with the other person. But when we are contacting but we can't see each other, sometimes it causes problems. Like someone is telling that, how are you? And the reply is, I'm fine. But the other person who is telling that I am fine, he is not actually fine. He is with lots of problems and হয়তো এটা সে রাগ করে বলেছে যে I am fine. But in when you are in using these technologies like mobile or I mean these apps, Viber or Messenger, when you are talking, you can't understand that easily. So these are some inconveniences of using technologies, but these are actually making our communication easier, obviously. And communication is the root of all events. You can't do anything without communicating. So this is the root of all events. Your daily interaction, social affairs, and anything that requires the purpose of human dealings. So every kind of human dealings need communication. You can't move an inch without communication. Whether it is an official affair, it's a formal thing, or informal, it's a family affair, whatever it is, you must communicate. And you have we have technology to enhance the idea of communication by making it simpler, faster, effective, and convenient, no matter where you are on the globe. So I have already discussed that wherever we are, in which corner of the universe or in the world, you can contact with other for these technologies. So communication has become much more easier than ever before now. And it's humble beginning of written letters sent by men or horseback have evolved greatly to building virtual bridges between nations. So now we can contact the other countries uh, uh, easily or simply more than before. And this is actually helping the nations. When you can contact the other countries, you can share your views and opinions, you can share your problems and facilities, that I have these kind of things, these products I am rich with, and these are the things I am lacking of. So when you share your views, I mean that এক দেশ যখন আরেক দেশের সাথে কথা বলছে, কন্ট্যাক্ট করছে, কমিউনিকেট করছে যে আমাদের এই জিনিসগুলো আছে, আমরা এই ক্ষেত্রে রিচ, আর এই ক্ষেত্রে আমাদের প্রবলেম আছে, তখন কিন্তু আমরা কি করতে পারি, উই ক্যান এক্সচেঞ্জ ফুডস, গ্রোসারিজ, clothes, garments, tools and everything, whatever it is, these fields become wider for us when you contact with other countries. So this is very much beneficial for the improvement, for the development of a country. So communication is a must. Communication is a must in your personal life, in your professional life, and when you look in a greater range, you can see that it is important even for the nations, for the betterment, for the development of a nation, culture, tradition, whatever it is, communication is a must. Okay, so every day we constantly humming with communication, whether we realize it or not. So what has been told here that as it's a very common thing, I mean communication, we talk uh, all the time. আমরা যতক্ষণ জেগে থাকি ঘুমানো ছাড়া, ঘুমিয়েও সামটাইমস অনেকে কথা বলে, বাট জেনারেলি কি হয়, যতক্ষণ আমরা জেগে থাকি, when uh, we are in sense, we must talk, আমরা কথা বলে যাই বা somehow communicate করে যাই একজন আরেকজনের সাথে. So as it's a very common thing, as usual thing, sometimes we do not understand its value or its importance, its significance. যখন তুমি কারোর সাথে কথা বলতে না পারবে বা কোনো একটা মিডিয়া তোমার হ্যাম্পার্ড হবে, then you will realize how much important it is. কমিউনিকেশনের গুরুত্বটা কত তখন বুঝতে পারবে. Okay, so all aspects of nature, be it humans, animals, plants, or even the weather, all are communicating in a way that is understood and interpreted through observation. So it has been told here that some researchers have found that শুধু মানুষ না, আমরা যে শুধু কথা বলি, কমিউনিকেট করি, ব্যাপারটা তা না. Animals, plants, and even weather, they also communicate. You know, they have the ways, their personal, their respective ways of their communication. And the importance of this vital means of being in touch is crucial for us to survive every day. So we understand that this is very much important for our everyday life. That if this is means the communication. Communication is very much important for our everyday life. When we consider about business communication, okay, so business and communication, that is a must. If you don't know to communicate, I mean, if you are not uh, become experts regarding your communication when you are a businessman, it may hamper your business or your profit, your development, improvement. And so, how you could be hampered? Suppose you are a businessman and you are not uh, very much convincing. You can't convince people. So that means you are not good at communicate with other. You can't contact them. You can't touch them. যখন communication আমরা বলেছি, this is a very uh, huge thing. It's a deep idea. This is not just exchanging your words with others, exchanging your sentences and statements with others. This is actually this means a lot. So এই যে কমিউনিকেশনটা তোমার কিন্তু that's why this is very much important because everywhere when এটা আমরা শুধু বিজনেসম্যানের বেলায় যে এটা তা না, প্রত্যেকটা ক্ষেত্রে whatever your profession is, you must be a good communicator. তোমার ইনফরমেশন আরেকজনকে যদি তুমি পৌঁছাতে না পারো, কনভিন্স না করতে পারো, then you must face problems obviously. So if you are a businessman and you can't convince people, you can't understand their problems, their needs, or you are not responding to their request or asking, then you will fail. You must fail. That's why communication is a must. You need to know how to contact other, how to reach them, how to understand them well. This is important. And communication fulfills three main functions within an organization, like transmitting information, coordinating effort, and sharing emotions and feelings. So whatever the institution or organization is, এই তিনটা জিনিস এখানে লাগবে। তোমার ইনফরমেশনটা ট্রান্সমিট করতে হবে, coordinating effort, and sharing emotions and feelings. So all these functions are vital for the successful of any organization because transmitting information is so vital. Can vital for that organization's ability to function. What are the problems of that function, or what are the uh, functions they are doing in that time? And there are many sectors in an organization. এক সেক্টর থেকে তোমার আরেক সেক্টরে ইনফরমেশন গুলো পাস করতে হবে। If you can't do that, যে তোমার suppose it's garments. So এক জায়গায় বাটন তৈরি করে, এক জায়গায় জিপার তৈরি করে, এক জায়গায় কি হয় সিউইং হয়। So there are many sectors, and if you can't pass or transmit your information that I am done with this, আমি সেলাই করে বসে আছি, and the buttons are not coming, আমি বাটন গুলো এখানে লাগাতে পারছি না, so কি হবে, your time will be wasted, you can't deliver the product in the right time, and deliveries might be cancelled, তোমার কি বলে ব্যবসা শেষ হয়ে যেতে পারে। So communication is very much important for every kind of organization. And this is also important for sharing your emotions and feelings. These are important not for only your personal life, your familiar life. This is important for the institutions, organizations, or professions, for the professions too. These sharing feelings and emotions, these are important. And sharing emotions and feelings bounds teams and unites people in times of celebration and crisis. So when you are in crisis, if you can share your emotional feelings, if you can get some help from other, you could overcome those problems easily. And effective communications helps people grasp issues, build rapport with co-workers, and achieve consciousness. So these are very important. These things like what you can do effective communication. It's not just simple communication, but it must be effective. So in that time, you can, if it's effective, then you can get help from people easily. You can build a rapport with them. You can, I mean, you can make friendship easily with other or with your co-workers, your seniors, your juniors. খুব সহজে দেখবে যারা কথাবার্তা একটু বলে বা খুব মিশুক যারা খুব সহজে একজন আরেকজনের বন্ধু হয়ে যায়, খুব ইজিলি তারা তাদের প্রবলেম গুলো সলভ করে ফেলতে পারে। বা যারা কথা কম বলে নিজের প্রবলেম নিয়ে বসে থাকে চুপচাপ, they will suffer. So communication is important at every sector. Now let's see what is the process of communication. প্রসেসটা আমরা দেখি। এটা একটা শীট ছিল। Let me share something with you again. This is the process of communication. Okay. Yes. So this is it. Okay. So this is the picture of what? Communication process, how the communication or how the message is delivered from one person to another. So what we can see here, see in the middle, there is the message or the noise or your news, your information, whatever it is, the message is the gist and it is in the middle position. And then you will be decoding that. The message will be decoding. Who will decode that? The receiver. Receiver, he will receive that message and he will decode and encode that message. Okay. So the receiver, what does he do? Receiver কিভাবে পেলো মেসেজটা? There must be a medium. মিডিয়ামটা কি হতে পারে? ফোন হতে পারে, ইমেইল or in person or instant message, whatever it is, by some media, the person, the receiver had got the message. Then he will decode that. যখনই সে পেলো মেসেজটা, then he starts decoding that message. How he decode? By thinking that what is it? What does it mean? What is the gist of it? What is the information of that message? And এই যে হোয়াট ইজ ইট, এটা কিন্তু বুঝতে সে খুব ইজিলি বুঝতে পারবে না। তোমার যে সেন্ডার আছে, সে সেন্ডার একটা কিছু মেসেজ তোমাকে বললো and the receiver just hear that and সে এটাকে ডিকোড করবে কিভাবে? It's a process of understanding. Understanding is not that just a very easy process. It's not that easy. Suppose a visitor has come to your house and he's telling that today is very hot. It's a very hot weather. So what does it mean? তোমার কাছে একজন ভিজিটর আসলো, সে বলল যে আজকে খুব গরম। আজকে খুব গরম মানে আজকে খুব গরম বললে যে সে শেষ করতে চাচ্ছে স্টেটমেন্টটা, তুমি জাস্ট বুঝে নিলে যে ওকে আজকে খুব গরম, দ্যাটস নট দ্য থিং। সে আসলে তোমার কাছে কিছু চাচ্ছে। কি চাচ্ছে? হি ওয়ান্টস ইউ টু সুইচ অন দ্য ফ্যান অর দ্য এয়ার কন্ডিশন, হোয়াটএভার ইট ইজ। অথবা সে তোমাকে বলছে জানালাটা খুলে দাও। মানে এটা হচ্ছে হিডেন মেসেজ। তোমার যেটা তুমি মেসেজটা তুমি পেয়েছো সেটা হচ্ছে দিস ইজ আ হট ওয়েদার। বাট হট ওয়েদার দিয়ে যদি তুমি সেখানে শেষ করে দাও তাহলে কিন্তু that's not a successful communication or effective communication. সে কি বোঝাতে চাচ্ছে সেটা তোমাকে বুঝতে হবে. You have to decode that message correctly. So যখন someone is telling that this is a very hot weather today, and maybe তুমি তাকে দেখছো যে সে খুব ঘামছে, he is sweating or he is in a bad condition, or সে খুব অস্থির হয়ে আছে, then what you should understand that he is asking your help to do something. He is asking to switch on the fan or open the window, just somehow make him cool. So this is how you decode someone's message. To understand and how you understand, this is a process of your brain. ব্রেন দিয়ে তোমাকে বুঝতে হবে, শুনতে হবে, তাকে দেখতে হবে, দেখে তোমাকে অনুধাবন করতে হবে, অবজার্ভ করতে হবে, and then this is the way how you decode the message correctly. Then you encode. Encode how? I mean, you provide your feedback to the other person, to the sender, and then what is your feedback? যখন তোমাকে বলছি যে আজকে খুব গরম, তুমি তখন তাকে বলবে যে ওকে, হ্যাভ আ সিট, আমি তোমাকে ফ্যানটা ছেড়ে দিচ্ছি, অথবা তুমি বলতে পারো যে ওকে জাস্ট গেট ফ্রেশ and have a shower. Whatever your solution is, or whatever your suggestion might be, you could tell that, and this is your feedback, and this message, when you will send it to the sender, you, that person, the sender again, will do the same procedure. I mean, encoding and decoding. So encoding, decoding, this process is a circular one when you communicate with other. So this is the process of communication. এটা আমি জাস্ট তোমাকে ছবিটা দিয়ে, মডেলটা দিয়ে বুঝিয়ে দিলাম, the model of communication process. এটা অনেক সময় এক্সামে আসে, সামটাইমস আঁকতে বলা হয়, বা যদি তোমার কাছে আঁকতে নাও বলা হয়, স্পেসিফিক্যালি ওখানে বলেও না দেয়, তোমার কমিউনিকেশন প্রসেস রিলেটেড কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন থাকলে চেষ্টা করবে ছবিটা দিয়ে দিতে to achieve good marks. Okay, so this is the model of communication process. এই মডেলটাই আবার ডেসক্রাইব করা আছে তোমার যে শীটগুলো দেওয়া হয়েছে, ওই শীটের মধ্যে ডিটেলস দেওয়া আছে, তোমরা পড়ে নিবে. I just discussed it because I have to finish in a hurry. Now I want to go in the types of communication. There are many types of communication. Let's see what are those. I have already told you some, that written communication hote pare, verbal communication hote pare, or non-verbal communication hote pare. So these are the types of communication. Let's see what are there in your handouts. So these are the types of communication. Communication এখানেও বলা হয়েছে the communication can be categorized into three basic types. What are those? The first one is verbal communication, and second one written communication. The third one is non-verbal communication. Okay, so let's see what is verbal communication. Verbal communication আমরা বুঝতেই পারছি, here we will talk to each other. Okay, we will talk. আমরা আমাদের way of communication টা কি? Talking or sharing speech with each other. We do it every day with babysitters, neighbors, dog workers, children, friends, family, partners, or whatever it is. We do talking. We do talk to, in this case, babysittersদের সাথে, অথবা family, friends, colleagues, or when you are in a store, you must talk. কোনো দোকানে গিয়ে তুমি যদি চুপ করে দাঁড়িয়ে থাকো, তোমাকে কিছু দিবে না, তোমার you must want the things you want. Okay, so that's why verbal communication is the most common one, কারণ আমরা সব থেকে বেশি এই টাইপটা ইউজ করি generally with family and friends, and we are constantly in a state of this communication with formal setting, group meetings, discussion, debates, or even free speaking. So this is the most easy way of communication. What is it? Verbal communication. আমরা সহজে একজন আরেকজনের সাথে কথা বলে আমাদের কমিউনিকেশনটা সেরে নিতে পারি। And whether to the point or elaborate or messages are not sent across to the one another in a manner that is either understandable or pleasant. How we communicate, why, or what we try to convey is critical in having the message understood by the receiving party. And verbal communication might also be handwritten or emailed. Okay, so verbal communication আবার কিভাবে handwritten বা emailed হতে পারে when it is already told. Okay, suppose অফিসে একটা মিটিং হয়েছে, মিটিংটা কিন্তু ভার্বালি হয়েছে, সবাই কথা বলেছে, একজন আরেকজনের ভিউজ অপিনিয়ন শেয়ার করেছে, তারপরে সেটার একটা সিদ্ধান্ত হলো, and then those messages, those informations যেগুলো আমার অলরেডি কথা বলা হয়ে গেছে সেটাকে আমি আবার লিখে আরেকজনের কাছে ইনফরমেশন আকারে পাঠাতে পারি, ইমেইল করতে পারি। এভাবে বলা হচ্ছে যে ভার্বাল কমিউনিকেশনও আমার হ্যান্ড রিটেন বা ইমেইল হতে পারে। অ্যান্ড স্ট্রিমিং in around countries and within states every single day. So this is a very common type of communication, and people like this type of communication more than the others. আমরা একজন আরেকজনের সাথে ইজিলি কথা বলে কমিউনিকেট করতে পারি যত সহজে, লিখে বা অন্য যে ওয়েজ গুলো আছে, টাইপস গুলো আছে, ওগুলো করতে উই আর নট দ্যাট কমফোর্টেবল। আমরা একজনের কাছে কমিউনিকেট করব, একটা চিঠি পাঠাবো বা একটা ইমেইল করব, সেটা সে আদৌ পারবে কিনা, পড়বে কিনা, বেল করতে পারবে কিনা, দ্যাটস আ কোয়েশ্চেন। সো দিজ আর দ্য ডিফিকাল্ট মিডিয়া। বাট যখন আমরা ভার্বাল কমিউনিকেট করি, একজনকে কল দেই ফোন দিয়ে অথবা সামনাসামনি কথা বলি ইন পারসন, these type of communication becomes easier for both of us. Okay, and this type of communication is helpful for every sector, whether it's office, it's a professional case, professional setting, or whether it's a family occasion. Talking is the best type of communication always. Okay, and the next type is written communication in workplaces and in other environment that are constantly communicating through email, reports, and other sorts of messages. There is a formal flow of how it is written, where that air of casualness is absent. Okay, so written communication এর কথা বলছে যে মোস্টলি এটা হয়ে থাকে ওয়ার্ক প্লেসে বা ফর্মাল সেটিং এ। রিটেন কমিউনিকেশনটা সাধারণত ফর্মাল বা ক্যাজুয়াল সেটিং এর জন্য প্রযোজ্য মোস্টলি, বাট এটা আমরা প্রাইভেটলিও করতে পারি, বাট জেনারেলি উই ডু ইট ইন ফর্মাল সেটিং, and this is a system that is followed, be it while writing or typing out the messages, or when conversing with superiors and others either in person or over the phone. Okay, so generally I have already told that we do it in sort formal setting, and sometimes when you want to convey some message to the superiors, মানে তুমি আমরা আমরা কিছুক্ষণ পরে, I mean আমরা